Hey guys, welcome back to Hitting a Bunch of Chaos. It's your girl Avery, and we're here to talk about life struggles, abuse, and more. Before we get into this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Chaos if you haven't joined already. As you guys can tell by the title of this episode, it's the last episode of season 1. Oh my god, guys, I appreciate you so much for sharing, subscribing, commenting, liking, everything under the sun. You have no idea how much this means to me. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. And as you could tell also by the title and probably even the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about self-awareness and how can it impact, or how can it have an impact on others' lives as well as even your own. Let's be real. As well as even your own. Let's get straight into it. Well, actually, before we get into it, if you haven't tuned into my recent episodes, please tune in and tune in for season 2. So anywho, back to the video. Self-awareness. I have some things for you guys, okay? When I was in this relationship with Mr. Wrong over there, I tended to talk like him, act like him, and even think like him after a while. And I've been in therapy for the past 3 years, W therapy, and it's really taught me so much in my delivery, in the way I act, in the way I even receive things from other people, whether it's their actions, the way they speak, the way they respond to me and stuff like that. And it's really been interesting. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the things I have done and how I have changed in terms of self-awareness. I used to have crazy deliveries. I'm not even gonna lie. The way I used to speak to people was absurd. Like, you would probably look at it like, yo, what? Like, I don't even want to, I'm not even gonna respond. And in my opinion, it genuinely felt comfortable. Like, it didn't feel like I was sugarcoating anything. It felt like after I had said what I had said, it was like a relief, basically. But I wasn't self-aware of how my words were basically affecting someone else, or how the delivery could potentially end a friendship or make someone even look at me different. And now I have gotten better. I have done things like, if I do text something crazy, I would read it over and be like, whoa, Avery, that was OD. Let's rewind that, and I will write something different. And I'll even go as far as to asking maybe a close friend of mine, or even my therapist or my parents, like, hey, can I read this over to you real quick? I don't know if this is gonna sound crazy. I want to make sure that it's okay. And that's self-awareness. That's realizing that I was saying things out of pocket. I didn't mean to. It genuinely was coming from a place of, well, I had to get this out some way, somehow, and that was what came out. I wasn't thinking about it beforehand. I wasn't thinking about how it was going to affect the person, or how, it would even sound. Like, even the tone of voice portrayed in that message, like, said everything it needed to say or whatever, And I just became less self-absorbed and more self-aware. And it has helped, even when it came to the way I treat people. I treat people how I want to be treated. Like, I started to care more and cater more and help out more and listen more, be attentive, pay attention, learn the people around me, learn what they don't like, learn what they like, and learn how to treat them, basically. And I would dish out 80, 90, 100%, versus I'm getting 0 in return. I'm getting 20% in return. And I'm realizing, like, wow, it's really affecting me. Like, I'm doing all of this for people that I claim to care about deeply, and they claim to care about me the same, but it's not reciprocated the same. And I realized that those people were self-absorbed. I was once there. And so now they need to learn self-awareness. And it's okay to be able to remove yourself from certain situations where you feel like you're not respected, you're not valued, where you feel like people don't have self-awareness, because you have to protect your mental health. Again, as in I say every other episode. Wow, my stomach just growled, y'all. Did y'all hear that? I hope y'all didn't hear that. I forgot to eat before I recorded. But anywho, so I learned to remove myself from certain situations where I felt like, well, you're not gonna remember what you did to me. You're not gonna say anything. And I learned over time, with self-awareness and learning how to incorporate it in my life, that people will show up for who they want to show up for. People will do for who they want to do for. And you should not have to be wasting your time constantly telling someone how to treat you, constantly reminding someone of the things that they do, or something that they did, or something they said. Like, the world is too big, and then the world is also too small. Well, like, more so, the world is too big. Don't dwell on certain people, but yet the lifespan that we have is so small. So it's like, you're not going to waste your time. You're not going to want to waste your time. You're not going to want to waste other people's time. You're not going to want to waste energy. You're not going to want to waste your lifespan. Like, come on. Be realistic. Start to take care of yourself. Start to involve yourself around people who are going to pour into you the same way you're pouring into you, and who have the same self-awareness you have. Because it deeply, deeply impacts not only their life, but your life. Like, you could be so close to someone and you could be having a bad day and not even realize the way you said something probably made them go cry 20 minutes later. You could do something to a family member and not realize that they probably have gotten that done before, but they never spoke to you about it. Now you triggered that family member. So it's like, if you sat there and you thought about, dang, I'm trying to find an example for you guys. If you sat there and you thought about, damn, I'm tired, my body hurts, I need a massage. I'm always giving people massages. Why nobody's giving me massages? And you look at someone else in your life and they sitting there, show up for you certain occasions, but they give other people massages, and you always mention something about massage. That person is showing up for who they want to show up for. If you sitting here, I'm trying to think of something else. If you're sitting here, I'm trying to think of another example for you guys. If say you're sitting there and you're having a conversation with someone, and they said something out of pocket, and the tone of voice could have been like, you know, the again, y'all, I don't know why this happens, but the delivery could have been different. Like, it could have been something that was like less of what you expected them to say, because like, you know them, so it's like, oh, they had a bad day and they're saying something out of pocket, and now they're putting it on me. Like, how am I gonna react? Like, you know, when you do things, just think about, like, what if somebody's going through something? What if I was going through something and then somebody spoke to me like how I just spoke to that person? How would it make me feel? You know, like, just basically be more self-aware of everything that you do. And mental health in men and female is very important. I want y'all to understand, I'm not just implying, or like, every time I talk about something, I'm not implying that it's strictly on females or strictly on males. Like, this goes hand in hand for each gender, and especially for children. Like, be self-aware of what you do around your children. Your children will gravitate to what you do, especially if they feel like you're doing it and you're not trying to change it, or you're not justifying your actions or justifying your words and telling them like, I'm doing it but you can't do it. Then they're going to do it. Now you're creating what's called normalcy. Now in the future you're like, oh well, why is my kid acting just like me? Or why, or the kid is blaming you for a horrible life, and you're like, well, where did I go wrong? You went wrong by not watching what you did around your kid, by not watching what you said to your child, by not watching how you acted towards your child. So now if you think about that, if you think about, damn, if I say something crazy to my kid, or I do something crazy to my kid and they react crazy and that hurts me, imagine doing that to an adult, where we're way more mature, we're way more advanced, we know way more. And then people wonder why if you say something to someone, they might retaliate physically, or you're in a relationship and you might do something to your partner. Say you're not showing them affection and you're constantly being sneaky and you're not paying attention to what you're doing, and you're not realizing that you're actually putting them in a position to feel like, what the fuck am I sorry y'all, don't mean to girls, but what the hell am I doing wrong to make this person act this way towards me and be this way towards me? And now you're single. Like, basically learn self-awareness, y'all. It's very important in anything that you do, in a job, in a friendship, in a family, in day-to-day living, in your thoughts, in your words, in your action. Like, make sure self-awareness is kind of like embedded in your body. Know what you do, know what you say, know how you react, and definitely know how others talk, act, and react towards you. Like, don't go staying in a situation where you're not comfortable. Y'all know me, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say to leave. I wish somebody would have told me to leave. But learn to remove yourself. If you feel like this person in your life is a really good friend of yours, or a really good family members, or whatever the case may be, and they have no self-awareness and they continuously just do things to just push you away or make you feel away, and you're not trying to speak up on it because you're expecting them to know how to treat you, it's like, either walk away or speak up. And if you don't want to speak up, walk away. Either way, walk away, because you're gonna waste your time, you're gonna waste their time. Like, no. You also cannot tell anyone how to treat you. Those who want to do will do, and those who want to show up will show up. Those who want to care will care. Those who want to learn you will learn you. So move and be around those people who want to do those things. Be around those people who are like you. Pour into those who are going to pour into you. Basically, that's all it is to it. And like, I am trying not to say too much because I don't want to offend anyone in my life. I don't know who's watching these episodes, but it's taken a lot of self-control and patience to be able to control, I guess, how I react to people not having self-awareness, because I sat there and went to therapy, and like, therapy and counting, like, still in therapy, very much working towards being a better person or being a better version of me. And when I say that to individuals, or I constantly say things like, I'm always changing my delivery and I wish others could change their delivery, and I'm kind of like throwing an indirect and they're still not doing it, it's like, it bothers me, because I'm literally changing and I'm literally trying, and these people that I'm trying to help shape in a way, because you can't change someone, but you can help shape them by doing more and helping more. It's like, I have to have a lot of self-control. it's like I have to basically hold my tongue and hold back the previous, like basically, not throw away all the hard work I did in 3 years because this person doesn't want to get themselves together. But this person is a very close person to me that I don't think I could live without, Like, there's some things where, like, if someone is self-absorbed and they're not trying to learn self-awareness or take the time to incorporate it in their life, you can do more. Like, you can overdo it, and that's if you want. I'm not saying you have to, but that's what I do. I tend to overdo. I tend to constantly treat everyone how I want to be treated. And there's been so many people that have come in and out of my life where I can genuinely say, I have been me, I've always been me, I gave 100%, and nobody could say that I gave less. Like, even if they didn't think I gave 100%, I gave 100%. I know I gave 100%. And if they feel I didn't and they left on whatever, oh well, that's on them. But that didn't stop me from showing that to the next person. Now the next person comes in my life and I'm giving them the same. Like, it doesn't stop me from being who I am. It doesn't change who I am because I know that I worked 3 years to become this great person. And everything that I do towards someone or try to say towards someone is maybe trying to help them, like trying to be beneficial, trying to give them great advice, because again, I've learned from so many mistakes. I didn't just go through trauma and go through life and be like, you know what, I went through this, whatever, let me just travel, let me do this, let me have a kid, let me do it. Like, I didn't do the things that I see a lot of people do 9 times out of 10. I actually sat here and worked and continuously am working through every single trauma that happened in my life, or maybe even shake myself up for maybe something that could happen in the future, just by getting in tune with myself, learning me, learning energies. And I feel like that's very important, again, with self-awareness, learning who you are. I think it's very important that everyone take a day in a month and have a self-awareness day, have a self-care day, mental health day, get more in tune with God, spend a day speaking to God, try not to speak out loud to God around anyone else's ears, because you never know who is preying on your downfall. They could be the one you think is like this. Yeah. So definitely incorporate self-awareness into your life. I can't even, I don't even know what else to say, you guys, without kind of throwing too much in. But I can tell you a little bit about some of the things I have said and how I have changed. I told a person, like, oh, you see, I just washed clothes and I haven't even folded my clothes yet. Why would you put your dirty clothes on my clothes? Like, you know how I feel about that. And I could have said, hey, do you mind not putting your clothes on those clothes because they are washed? I haven't gotten a chance to fold them. Sorry, y'all. And yeah, I just learned to work on my deliveries, in the actions I do. I tend to always try to look out for everyone that's around me, whether that's physically, whether that's financially, mentally, emotionally. There's some times where I'm actually still working on this. It's very, very hard to, I guess, kind of like see through to the end. But I'm actually working on still trying to get my feelings out without my delivery being crazy. Like, there's some times where I would write, like, I'll write what I really, really want to say, and then I'll space it out, and then I'll write what I should be saying. And then, like, just within myself, I'll literally go back and forth between the 2 paragraphs and think, like, dang, but if I say this top one, it's going to make me feel so good inside. It's going to be a relief, because it's like, I'm not sugarcoating anything. This is coming from my feelings. This is me. But then the part that I changed up is like, it's better for the person to hear. They'll understand more. They'll react to it better. They won't get offensive or mad or hurt, whatever the case may be. But I won't feel like satisfied, I guess, if that's the word. Like, I won't feel comfortable and okay with my reaction or my response, because it wasn't me. It didn't come from me. It came from me being self-aware of the fact that I can say things in a very harsh way and I don't mean it. I can say things in a way that might have people looking like, wow, bro, like, you could have said that a little better, or that was crazy, So I'm still having trouble, and I'm still, very much talking to my therapist about that. Like, how can I go about just getting out my feelings and making the delivery match? That's all it's about, is matching, because sometimes I'll change the delivery, and then after I send it, I'm like, but I'm still bothered. Like, I still feel like I have more to say, because I didn't say what I wanted to say. So I feel like work on that. Work on trying to regulate your emotions while you're incorporating self-awareness into your life. Stop being so self-absorbed. Like, we just gotta live life. Like, and y'all, do y'all good deeds. Self-awareness is also realizing that what you do to others will come back. It will come back, okay? You do a good deed for a stranger, do a good deed for a person, it will come back to you. And that's really all I'm going to say about self-awareness, because I will keep going and jump into a next topic and a next topic. So I'm going to leave this episode at that. And like I said, it is the end of season 1. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate everyone for tuning in and subscribing. Before we end this video, I want to leave you guys with something. Next year is next week. Next week is next year. Like, what? That is so crazy. This year really flew. So, I would like to wish everyone an amazing year. Flat out an amazing year. I want to wish success, joy, happiness, love, respect, value, everything on everyone. I want to encourage you guys to continue speaking to God, thanking Him in advance, thanking Him for everything that you think about, everything that you speak about. Remember, He's in your thoughts. He's in everything that you do. Read the signs, pay attention. He is doing for you. He's always looking out. I definitely want you guys to pay attention more to your mental health. It's very, very important. Both men and women, if you are both tuned in, just don't take mental health lightly, is what I'm going to say. It's the biggest thing I'm going to say. Do not take mental health lightly. Do not take anyone else's mental health lightly. This is the most important thing in the world. Like, your mental health is literally what, carries you through the day. Like, if you wake up and you're angry, figure out why you're angry. Because then you're going to be angry for the rest of the day. And then you're going to take that out on other people. Okay? Definitely be more self-aware. Definitely enjoy time with your loved ones and your family. Life is way too short. Definitely go for that hobby. Go for that career. Go for that niche that you want to do. Invest in yourself. Remove yourself from anything that you are not being valued in. You are not being respected. And you are not being you. Like, don't stay in a thing where you can't be you. Always be yourself. I'm going to leave y'all with that one. So, blessings to all in 2025. Stay tuned for season 2. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to The Chaos if you haven't. And I will see you guys in the next season. Bye.